Hello, my maritime-minded friends. Chris Frame, the maritime historian for the Expert Cruise Show here with some interesting cruise news. And this time we're going to Disney Cruise Line, who have just announced that their Disney Destiny, their brand new ship, has officially made its debut in Florida. Now, the ship has made its arrival in Port Canaveral, which is the first step of its maiden season. But she's not going to be staying there for long. In fact, she's going to be moving down to Fort Lauderdale, where she'll commence her maiden season of cruises for the Disney Cruise Line. Now, this will follow her christening, the official christening ceremony, which will take place on the 10th of November. So what is the Disney Destiny and what makes the ship so special? Now, she's a Wish-class cruise ship, and she's part of the fleet of ships that make up that class, including the Disney Wish and the Disney Treasure. So there are two other ships of this class already in service. She's around 1,119 feet in length, and for those of us in metric, it's 341 meters. And the ship actually has an internal volume of 144,000 gross tons. Now, gross tonnage of a ship is actually its internal volume, not its weight. And if you want to know a little bit more about how that's calculated, I have a video all about that, which I've linked in the description below. She has capacity for 4,000 passengers and 1,555 crew on board. And it's a really interesting design because the ship is actually powered by liquefied natural gas, or LNG, which is known to have fewer emissions than traditional diesel engines. So this means that the ship has slightly greener credentials than some of the older ships that she's going to be working alongside. Now, the interior of the ship is themed just like all of the other Disney ships, and this particular ship is themed for villains and heroes. And this is, of course, the Disney franchise, so it's Disney villains and Disney heroes. Now, of this, there's going to be a whole heap of elements on board the ship that are themed to Disney properties, including stories from Disney, Pixar, Marvel, and even some of the Disney theme parks. So that will make for a very interesting interior experience on board the ship. Disney, of course, is very well known for excellent theming on board, and also not just for giving a great time to the children on board the ship, but also the adults and those of us who grew up with Disney movies, particularly those of us who grew up during the Disney Renaissance and have some really great memories of some of those fantastic Disney movies such as The Lion King and Beauty and the Beast and those kinds of films. And this one will be no different. In fact, even when it comes to the rotational dining venues on board, there will be theming in those rooms. Pride Lands, for example, will be a feast of the Lion King, and it'll be an immersive dinner experience with a show that celebrates Simba's story, including live music and African-inspired cuisine. There'll also be Worlds of Marvel, an interactive cinematic dining adventure, which is set to be a new theme on board the Disney Destiny. And then this ship's actually going to link back to the company's heritage with a dining venue known as 1923 and looks at the history and heritage of the Walt Disney Company itself. Now, there's also a whole heap of more adult venues on board, particularly for dining. There's a Palo Steakhouse and Enchanté, as well as a Beauty and the Beast inspired French dining experience. And even the lounges on board the ship are Disney themed, with the sophisticated Corella's Lounge and the superhero inspired Spectrum Bar. So this will be quite an interesting ship, and for those of you who have traveled on Disney, you'll definitely see enhancements made from the previous Disney ships, but a lot of familiarity there as well. So the Disney Destiny is set to embark on her maiden voyage on the 20th of November, and following this, her inaugural season, the ship will be offering short voyages from Florida, and it will take in 4 and 5 night cruises, sailing to the Bahamas and the Western Caribbean. Now, just to finish up, in honor of the launch of this new ship, Disney Destiny, Disney has actually been working with a number of organizations in Florida and the Bahamas on a program called Discover Your Destiny. Now, this particular program is an interactive series which helps inspire students studying the arts with behind-the-scenes access to look at entertainment careers, encouraging them to explore their talents and dream big for the future. So this will be an interesting program which will also link in with the launch of this new ship. This is a very exciting time for Disney Cruise Line with the launch of their latest ship. Keep an eye out on the channel and on the Expert Cruise Show for more information about Disney as they bring further ships online in the not too distant future. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope you found this little update interesting. Don't forget to check out the Expert Cruise Show. Anthony Davis and myself, each week we bring you all sorts of insights and analysis on the cruise industry and some stories from the Maritime History Archives as well. If you enjoyed the channel, don't forget to subscribe, and thanks as always to our fantastic channel members. Your support helps make these videos possible. Thanks once again for watching, and until next time, I hope to see you on board.